Okay. Hi everyone, meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer coming to you from the streaming center at Fox 19 Now. Sorry, I had to do a reboot on the system to get it running, and we've got a lot of weather to talk about today. First of all, you were looking at the Ohio River downstream from Cincinnati. This is our tower camera, and we're looking out over on the right there is Price Hill, but I mean it goes much higher than what you see, and the river is about twice as wide downstream as it is normally, and you can look closely and you can see the current really flowing quite rapidly. And again, we're talking about when that, at the stage it's at, when the river flows past Cincinnati, according to the Ohio River Forecast Center, every hour about 16 billion gallons of water flows by the Cincinnati area. So we are again talking about quite a lot of water flowing down that river, quite a lot of water that fell in the Ohio River Basin, and as a result, quite a bit of flooding out there. But the good news is things are beginning to improve. Let's take a look at a couple other camera shots that we have here. So that is looking downstream from Cincinnati near on the far side of the river is Latonia. Here we have our look at the Taylor Southgate Bridge. Okay, that again, we're looking kind of into the sun. Now, that was the main bridge when to get from Cincinnati to Kentucky and back when 471 was shut down. And you can see that typically right here is the Serpentine Wall. Right here is the public landing. You can't see either. And right in that area where the public landing meets the Serpentine Wall, that is Yateman's Cove. That's where the first settlers landed in 1788. To what became the city of Cincinnati. Okay, one more camera shot here. I think I've got that in. And this is our camera looking to the northeast. So we're looking for Mount Auburn, and if you would go right through the center of your screen and head directly the way the camera's pointing, you'd fly over the city of Norwood. Okay, now with a clear sky like that, that tells you it's going to cool off quickly, and we're in for another cold night. And there is a freeze warning in effect for the Fox 19 Now viewing area. Current temperature, that's the 7 p.m. temperature at the International Airport, 43 degrees. Okay, now I just updated these just before 7 o'clock before I came up here. And so the stages are the latest that I have anyway. So it's falling everywhere. It will begin to fall very soon downriver from Cincinnati at Markland. So Markland's at crest. And they were expecting it to make it to 58.2. It looks like it's going to be short of that, but that may change over the next couple of hours. And the only place along the Ohio River that was at moderate flooding, based on the color coding there, was here in Cincinnati. Okay, now this is what it's going to look like for Cincinnati over the next few days. So we're going to see it fall to a 52. This is the Ohio River Forecast Center's forecast. 52 feet by 2 p.m. on Thursday, and then continue to fall. Now, we do have some rain in the forecast as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, but you can see that's not reflected here in the river stages. So we are going to get some rain. We're not going to get enough rain for the rivers to come back up. It's just not going to happen. So they'll continue to fall around the tri-state. All right. And then if you look at the various rivers, the only one listed here that is still in flood is the Kentucky River at Lockport. It's at 52.6 feet. Now it crested at 53.5, and that was the third highest flood on record on the Kentucky River. So that was the third highest ever. So they had a lot of water coming out of central Kentucky heading. That forms the border, that forms the southwestern border of Owen County, and then flows right on into Carroll County and out into the Ohio River. So that is why our interest in the Kentucky River is so high. The Licking River, the Falmouth, is down to 28.9. It's falling. West Fork of the Whitewater. Now, the latest data is not available for that, so that's why the asterisk, because it's settled down to 7 feet. It's probably not doing anything else. Great Miami River, now down below flood stage at Miamitown, and the Little Miami River also below flood stage. So things are looking better. Now, of course, if you live in the Fox 19 Now viewing area, those are our counties. Everybody under a freeze warning. That freeze warning from 10 p.m. till 9 a.m. means it'll get mighty cold, and that means if any of those tender plants that may have come up early, they're going to be hurt. There's little doubt about that. Nothing showing up on the radar and satellite around here, so we've got a crystal clear sky. The next weather maker is coming in here out of the northwest. You see it right here. It's going to drop out of the mountains, head south and eastward, and then bring showers in here tomorrow during the evening hours around the tri-state. Okay, so here's what it looks like from the model's perspective. 5 p.m. on Tuesday, so I started this a couple hours ago. Temperatures were just where we saw them. By the time we get to 10 p.m., everybody's in the 30s. Overnight, we drop into the 20s in many locations, and since these temperatures only update hourly, in between hours, we're more than likely drop into the upper 20s. Notice a few high, thin clouds tomorrow morning. As we head through the day, the clouds thicken. We get a few showers in here around 4 p.m. Again, nothing serious. As we head past midnight, a front comes through, and you can see that line of showers. Notice the orange color there. So some heavier rain that kind of indicates some light thunderstorms. We do not have severe weather in the forecast. And then it pushes off to the east so that by 5 a.m. Thursday, it looks like we're going to clear, but there's another system behind this coming our way. So after we clear out for a while, we head into late morning, we cloud back up, and there's some more shower and thunderstorm activity kind of rotating through the tri-state. And this model has it gone by 10 a.m. Friday, and then the weekend looks cool but dry around the tri-state. Okay, so here's a wider view of this, and you can see the shower activity move in, basically the same timing as the other one. But we dry out for a while Thursday, we cloud back up and get some more showers into Friday, and then it moves off to the east. Now, the European model says, now I want to make sure that you understand that this is not our forecast. I'm just giving you an example of what the model says. This model in the earlier run today had about twice as much rain in some of the spots around here, so it's bringing the rain totals down. And what we say often in the weather business is the trend is your friend, meaning that if a model one time gives you an inch of rain, the next run gives you 3/4, the next run gives you 1/3, well, follow the trend for decreasing rainfall amounts, and that's what's happening here. So I'm thinking that there might be a few spots. I think the highest one I saw on here was 0.61 inches. So I think there'll be a few spots with that much rain, maybe a thunderstorm that dumps a little bit more, but certainly not enough to aggravate the flooding situation. All the rivers are on the way down. It's going to take a lot more rain than that over a lot larger area to start bringing the rivers back up, and that's just not in the forecast. Okay, so Storm Prediction Center says in the beige area there, which is about half of the viewing area that Fox 19 now serves, basically level 0, just some garden variety thunderstorms. A marginal risk, which is the level 1 in the darker green there, and that is just a slight chance, not even a slight chance. It's just like, hey, watch out, there might be 1 or 2 stronger thunderstorms. So we're really not worried about any severe weather Wednesday night, Thursday on into Friday morning. Okay, temperatures as of 7 p.m. in the 40s in most locations except for Richmond. I'm starting to call Richmond the cold pole of the Midwestern U.S. Sunset today is at 8:09, so we're looking at sunset at 9:33 minutes. Temperatures drop by 11 o'clock to 35. And then overnight, we're going to drop to the upper 20s in between hours. So roads will be dry for your morning commute. With the winds going calm tomorrow morning, there's a better chance of getting frost on some of those windshields. Temperatures upper 20s to low 30s, and the wind chill with calm winds negligible. And then tomorrow, look for a high temperature right around 51 degrees. Now, obviously, there's something wrong here because new model data came in and it wasn't locked out. So we're talking about 51 to 53 degrees for the high temperature tomorrow. Climate Prediction Center says in the 6 to 10 day outlook, we're looking at normal or near normal weather. 8 to 14 day outlook, a little bit cooler than normal. We'll see that here in just a second. And then near normal for the 3 to 4 week outlook. Okay, precipitation near normal through the 18th, a little bit above normal through the 22nd, and a little bit above normal through the 4th of May. Here's your 7-day forecast. We're looking at a low tonight of 28, a high tomorrow of 51, up to 60 on Thursday. Showers ending on Friday and 54. So showers coming in the evening hours of Wednesday, showers anytime during the day on Thursday, but it looks like some in the morning and then some later in the day. Showers ending Friday without enough rainfall to be a problem for the river situation. Dry, cool weather for the weekend, more rain coming in for Monday and Tuesday in the form of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Okay, when we go to beyond the 7-day forecast, I think that 7-day stretch has, it has Good Friday and it has Easter included in it. And so that 7-day stretch will be in a showery pattern. So it doesn't mean it's going to rain each and every day, but there is that chance of rain any one of those days as several of those systems come our way. And high temperatures will be at or below normal in on most days. Good Friday and Easter both have that chance for a little bit of rain. All right, high temperatures, low temperatures, and take a look at what we've got there. We've got most of the time on the high side below normal, most of the time near normal on the low side, and so essentially we're not in for any really early warm-up around the tri-state. Okay, so and again, let me see if we got any Facebook comments here. I'm going to have to bug out of this pretty early because I've got some things I've got to catch up on here. So I'll go through the comments here and we will end it. Susan Wally says hello, or good evening anyway. She was happy to have the sunshine. I'm having a great day, a really great day. Oh, geez. Karen, I am really sorry. God almighty, I did it again. I tell you what, I had to reboot the entire system. So Karen, I apologize. Roku, usually I have a set way I do things, and the last 2 buttons I push are those that put Roku on the air. And today I had to reboot the system, and it got me all kind of discombobulated. So we should be on Roku now. All right, hello. It feels like fall. Yes, it does, Jeff. But very soon we're going to see some spring-like weather. And then Caleb Marquis says, hello from Adrian, Michigan. I'm glad you're watching. And it's a little bit chillier up there than it is down here, I take it, Caleb. All right, let me go back over the forecast again, and then I'm going to shut it down. And I apologize to the people that watch on Roku. Like I said, today I had to, I had to restart everything, and it got me a little bit out of order from what I normally, how I normally go. So we'll go back to the 7-day forecast here. Man, where is it? Okay, there we go. I found it. Okay, we'll start back with the 7-day forecast. And actually, it's not a bad 7-day forecast. It really isn't for this time of year. I mean, because this is that variable time of year when almost anything can happen. And by the way, this is Otto Armletter Dog Park. I think I showed you this yesterday. This was Sunday at 5 p.m. This is the actual Little Miami River here on the other side of this tree line, and it's normally about a third of that width. It's a pretty narrow little river. Nice river, but narrow little one. And now it's probably a half a mile wide as it's spilled out over its banks because of backwater flooding. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the 7-day forecast. 23 and 51 Wednesday, 60 on Thursday. Showers ending on Friday with a high of 54. It looks like a mostly sunny weekend ahead, so a good weekend to maybe get out and get some of that early yard work done, although it would be kind of chilly in the morning. The afternoons will be pleasant. And then some scattered shower activity Monday and Tuesday. The highs do warm back up to 70 on Monday, 64 on Tuesday. Okay, now when we go to beyond the 7-day forecast, you'll see that high temperatures really don't warm up that much. So let me take a look. Okay, so the last day on this is the 22nd. Let me go to the National Weather Service site and see what the normal highs and lows are on the 22nd of the month. All right. All right, so normals, and we go to April here. And we want April 22nd. Normal high on April 22nd is 68. Normal low is 46. So every one of those temperatures there below normal for this time of the year. So we're going to stay a little bit below normal when it comes to beyond the 7-day forecast. And here we go. High temperatures, low temperatures. We'll put the normal high and low temperature lines on there. And you can see that most of the time on the high temperature side we're below normal, and we're very close to normal on the low temperature side. But if you would average those two out, it averages out slightly below normal. And that's really consistent with what we saw on the maps there from the Climate Prediction Center. Okay, so that's it for tonight. I've got to run. I've got quite a few things I've got to get caught up on. And I will be back tomorrow night, 7:15. We'll talk more about the rainfall that's coming down. We'll look at the last days of the flooding situation as everything's falling off now, and we'll talk about the weekend in more detail. So thank you for joining me. I apologize to the Roku watchers. I forgot to hit that button once again, and it's just kind of one of the things that happens with me, especially when I have to reboot the system before I go on the air. So I'll do better tomorrow. Thanks for joining me.